Hi, I'm Lang Lang, and I'm very happy to discuss how to step out from the comfort zone with you today. I'm a concert pianist, and traveling around the world to perform some good music for you. I would say the good factor of being a musician has to be talent, hard work, and good luck. And around these three big elements, you should have a big support from your family, from the society, from your friends, and of course your coach, your teachers. I was always get captivated by the great melodies of great composers such as Chopin, Mozart, Bach. Those great works, it's really crossing the boundaries, not only in time, but also cultures. It's very important for me to keep, I wouldn't say popularize classical music, but broaden the areas for classical music. It's simply, if that's not the case, as a Chinese, I would never play classical music. If the classical music world didn't go that far. And for me, today's classical music world becomes much more a multi-cultured, and this is a fantastic news for this traditional art form, which has become real global. The major difference between classical music and the other type of music, especially the music from today, is that this type of music has already been there for more than 300 years, and we are actually, in the big picture, we always have something in common, which is emotion, the feelings, and the imaginations. It gives you something which language cannot explain. It goes direct into your soul. Classical music is a little bit more challenging, maybe not a little bit, actually more challenging for the younger generation to understand. And this is one of the biggest challenge we have as a classical musician, is how to connect this music, which is not from today, but from a few hundred years ago, to today's society. So for me, I always try to find a new ways to introducing classical music to people who aren't necessarily listen to this type of music. And I remember, I did a explanation with the orange playing the Chopin Black Key Etude. And the idea is that it's not, in our world, not everything is very serious. Not everything is very squared. It's very important for me to inspire others and to also give them the power to get out from the comfort zone, to do something new and something fresh, something reflected, and something that you will learn, which make yourself a more interesting artist, more interesting person. This is not only to do with music, but in our real living time, the regular living days, we also should try to always get out from the comfort zone to find some new things to explore. In a way, life is too short. We have to always awaken for something else. But nevertheless, I would say you should to know, and I think yourself knows better than everybody else, what is the best for you. So you should try a lot of things, but in the end of the day, you have to question yourself. Do you really like the things you have done? And is that your favorite thing to do? I don't think everyone should, just follow somebody else's footstep, to go into that, kind of breaking that rules or getting out from somewhere. But I would say everyone should have your own kind of your own adjustment inside of you. And you will know when you start facing the challenge, you will know how far you can go. So for me, to getting out of the comfort zone doesn't mean that we have to break the tradition. In classical music, we have to respect the great tradition. So that's why every musician should have a great, teachers or mentors, what you call the generation to generation line, direct lines. If I may to give some advice or some tips for people from different background to getting out the comfort zone, I would say a few things. First of all, you may need to talk to a few new friends to do some brainstorming, because sometimes it's wonderful that you're hanging with your good friend, but sometimes you do need to get to some new friend circles and to learn something new. And another thing I would say, maybe one of the best thing to try to get out from the box is to have a traveling time to see maybe a different culture. I would say, if you are in Europe, maybe you should go to another continent to see a different culture. You have to constantly learn from the best of the best, observing the different cultures, and to make yourself more knowledgeable, more approachable, more connected to people. And then the third thing is to think slightly different, even though you are working on the same subject. For example, if you have this book, right? I mean, sometimes you read this book, but sometimes you just stop reading and to just have a little digest, of what you have learned. Or sometimes you just close the book, observing from different side. You always find something new. In classical music, or in any music, we need more uplifting power. Because we already have so much struggle of making the process, practicing, correct the wrong notes, being very bored by yourself. You have to fight, your disadvantage, and you need to fight with something against you, and so sometimes those kind of power is also quite important for us. And this is something that whether I become a pianist, great pianist or not, this positive power has to remain with me. And this is something that when I talk to other kids, I always want to encourage them to keep their passion, their love, and forget about these bad things. And this is something that will give us the drive, the fuel, or the battery, to keep going.